Hey, happy weekend all. A little bit of a weekend uranium review. Let's check it out. Okay, so URA is in a monthly EQ. It's kind of coming off of a downtrend, but it did take out last month's resistance. Nice look. Solid candle. Not the best in volume, but whatever. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And just as a reminder, just don't forget what we're looking at here. Okay. Anyway, weekly. Weekly is looking like an EQ. It's testing its 200 daily moving average here, this white line. We're looking pretty good because it is now testing this resistance too, but it took out a bunch of weekly resistances. And technically, well, we're going to be looking for a higher low, but we've got the chance out of a weekly trend change here, right? Low, high, higher, low, higher, high. So one could say it is, but maybe we confirm and see. As long as 2009 holds, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. Daily uptrend, right? Yep, daily uptrend. High, low, low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. Again, testing 200 daily, 200 DMA seems to be the soup du jour on the sector with these 200-day moving averages. But looks good, right? The uptrend is confirmed. It kind of got over that 200 day. Did it fill this gap yet? No, there's a little gap right here. I think it got filled actually. Uh, no, there's still a penny. Did it fill it here? No. So we still have a 1 penny gap right here that it's probably going to look to fill. Maybe we'll see. But then this is probably not a gap here. 57, 54. Yeah, so this gap is filled already. So we still got 1 penny to fill the gap, and we've got this 200-day moving average to contend with. Got a little bit of an air pocket here in the volume profile, so I mean it starts to build up, it gets choppy, and then we could see maybe running into some problems at 23. Regardless of that, looking pretty decent for this little bad boy right now. Urnm monthly, sorry. Oh God. Urnm is in a monthly downtrend. Look at that bad boy, huh? Monthly downtrend, weekly uptrend. Let's see, we got a monthly downtrend. We got a good base of support at 61. We've been talking about this 61 area for obviously a couple of months now, right? So 61 was kind of pushed its way through the 200 day. So, but it is in an EQ now, and it's still coming out of a monthly downtrend. So we'll see how that plays out as time goes on. What do we got here on the weekly? Same deal, right? We got that basis support at 61. That's like the be all end all number for this name, apparently. And I guess you could say that we've got, well, not yet. We're about to confirm a weekly uptrend, right? So um, I would think that if things continue on Monday, we're probably going to confirm that weekly uptrend. Daily, big volume Friday. Nice volume candle. Haven't seen that kind of volume since August, right? Probably some institutional monies have flowed into this ETF. It's usually what happens when you see these kind of volume bars. Daily uptrend, right? Low, high, higher low, higher high. So we've got an uptrend. We got a daily uptrend confirmed. Looking pretty good. It's still, it's actually closed above the 200 day, but we've seen it reject even after doing that. So we have to see what happens here. But the 200-day moving average is the story for the sector, it seems. Okay. U.Un. This kind of makes sense to me, believe it or not, because it looks like there's money rotating out of the physical fund and into equities. So big monthly down bar so far, but I can't really call it an uptrend yet. We're going to be looking for the higher low, but stair step pattern. So key level is 1540 for us right now on U.Un. And this thing has been fairly strong for a while. So, I've said from the very beginning, I think this is the safest place to be is in the physical fund. It is not going to give you the leverage, the levered returns that miners possibly can give you. But this is the safest place to be. The majority of my money in the space is in this fund. Weekly uptrend, right? So anything that kind of stays above this level here, which is 1540, which is the 38% retracement, is going to say we're going to stay in the weekly uptrend. So looks good. We're well above the 200-day moving average, and the 200-day moving average actually is still above this most recent weekly higher low. So it's a nice look, and we've got these EMAs stacked up as support too. So I don't see anything wrong with this chart at all at the moment. The daily, again, I think this is rotation out of physical into the miners, the equities. But hey, it is what it is, right? It's in the daily downtrend at the moment, and who knows where that heads. The real next support, I guess, is 1597, and then 1540 as the next swing low pivot. That's kind of what we're looking at with that on U.Un. CCJ monthly. It's kind of messy with these lines, but I'm going to leave them on there for now because you can see it better on the weekly. But the monthly is just built a base of support. I mean, it's still in a monthly uptrend if you think about it. If you really look at this chart, it still is in a monthly uptrend. We have a base of support that's kind of built up here around 20 bucks. And remember what we talked about, right? There's a 22 fundamental floor and it's a $20 technical floor. So the fundamental floor is from the deal that was done at 21.95 or something like that, or 75 or 70, whatever it is. But in my opinion, it's a 22 fundamental floor and it's a $20 technical floor. So still in a monthly uptrend. Just kind of basing right now, sideways in an EQ. Okay, so the weekly tightening up, right? And we can see this with these with this symmetrical triangle thingy, wedge, whatever you want to call it. So we are tightening up. That's basically all it is right now. We don't have any clear direction on the weekly as far as what is it in. Well, I guess it could be because you have this pivot here. So you could say it's a confirmed downtrend that just turned into an EQ. So that's where we're at, and we can, why we had this, right? This was the deal announcement during this week. That's what gave it this big flush down. Most likely the buying opportunity, but we'll see. Time will tell. Markets in general are pretty wonky, so daily. So yeah, the daily is in an uptrend. Just confirmed the uptrend on Friday. Nothing special about the volume, obviously, but it did kind of fight through this this tightening range, this triangle, and it rejected by what? The 200-day moving average. Okay, so again, the space is being dictated a lot by this 200-day moving average at the moment. So we'll see how that plays out. But that's CCJ, not horrible. Most likely big time buying opportunity. So the guys that the people that bought the dip here probably are pretty happy, right? UUU. Monthly downtrend kind of turned into an EQ. Not much else to say. I guess the big area that we want to kind of hold right now is this low right here, which is 539, 542, whatever you want to call it, right off this these fib levels are no good. I'm just gonna delete it, get it out of our face right now. So yeah, this is the level for us to hold at the moment. I think that could be like the swing pivot. I don't know. We got to look at the weekly, see what it looks like there. But yeah, it's in a downtrend, confirmed. All right, that's just turned into an EQ. So we're waiting to see big level 824 for it to take out, and we'll see how it plays. Oh, sorry, weekly. Weekly, again, this is where a little bit of opinion comes into technical analysis, right? So we have this low. You could call this maybe the swing high, rejection off the 200-day moving average, right? And then you could say that's the higher low. And then you have the higher high, and then the higher low, and the higher high, all right? So this could be construed as a weekly uptrend. It could also be construed as all one move. It depends on how you look at pivots. Either way, above the 200-day moving average, which has rejected it many, many times. Now it's above it solidly. We like it. I think UUU is trading like they're getting this government contract that's supposedly coming out. That LEU just got, that Centrist just got a little piece. So that's why I think it's trading this way. Fundamental speculation. Do what you want with it. The technicals say it's in a weekly uptrend. It's in a monthly EQ, and it's in a daily uptrend, right? So pretty good. And listen, the 200-day here is our king, right? So it's holding nicely. It's well above it now. Even the 12 EMA is above, the 26 EMA is above, and the 50 EMA is curling up as well. All right, so this 50-day is just kind of running flat, but looks really good intermediate term at the moment. What's next? UEC monthly EQ coming off of well, we're still in an uptrend here, so it's just an EQ coming off of a monthly uptrend, right? Pretty good. Funk would call this the monthly uptrend club, right? Because it didn't make the lower low yet. Yeah, so just an EQ above the 200-day moving average, right? So maybe you could start separating these companies by 200-day moving average, whatever. EQ on the monthly with UEC in a monthly uptrend. Weekly EQ, right? Got to see where this swing pivot low maybe kind of resolves itself right now, but the key level is really 318. But for short-term people, again, now here's another situation where you could actually say this is kind of in an uptrend, right? If you look at this, if you take this as the low, you take that as the high, you take this as the higher low, and you take that as the higher high. Yeah, it could, you could say it's a weekly uptrend. It's a piddly weekly uptrend, but this low held, so maybe you want to see it take this high out, and then you could feel a lot better. I'll feel a lot better if it takes out 465. So depending on how you look at it, it's either a weekly UQ, or if you're looking at these as pivots, then it's going to be a weekly uptrend. Either way, looks fine, right? Monthly uptrend in an EQ, possibly a weekly uptrend at least, in the very least in an EQ. Daily, well, not too happy about this, right? So we are in a daily downtrend, confirmed, right? But it did just take out that last pivot high. So it's a good look, and it's still, look at this EMA stack. These, a lot of stocks across all sectors and spaces love to get through EMA stacks and then just use them as support. It's something that I'm always looking at in no matter what name or sector that I'm looking at. So I like to see this nice tight stack where everything is stacked up as support. I mean, it's good support. Then you still have your volume profile here too as support. Let's just see what we got. So you got all these stacked EMAs, and you have this big volume profile support. Pretty good, right? I like it. Might have to add some more. What's next? Next gen, NXE, monthly, probably an EQ, right? Yeah, it's kind of in a monthly EQ. It did just, well, let's see. Yeah, this one's tough to truly define, but yeah, probably still well, because it did take this out. So yeah, it's in a monthly downtrend. Not really totally clear, and so I'm just kind of looking at this as an EQ with a nice base of support at 339, 340. I mean, for me, key levels, right? 339, 340. It's closed above the 200-day, which we have not seen since what? April? Well, yeah, I'm going to say February was the last time it really just started to close above the 200-day again. So again, the space is all about the 200-day moving average right now. Weekly, again, this is like one of those times when you could say, hey, is this a pivot or not? Low, high, double bottom, triple bottom, quadruple bottom, whatever you want to call it. New high. Is this the pivot here? This is kind of just a stair step if you ask me. So if you really want to like start to tighten up and move your levels up, that would be the next level. So it's $4. The close above the 200-day, fine. Did it here too. Kind of rejected pretty quick. Not sure if it does it again this time around. Maybe just gets some continuation. Don't know. Short term looks pretty good. Long term is just in an EQ. Daily uptrend. Again, above the 200-day moving average. Haven't seen that a lot. And when we have, it's kind of just gave it all back. So the space is dealing with the 200-day moving average across the board. So if you want to look at metrics for who's stronger and who's not, look for the ones in the uptrends that have already closed and are holding the 200-day moving average. DNN. Oh God, I hate when I do this, especially on video. Yeah, so monthly downtrend, right? Into an EQ. It's kind of what we're doing, but it did take out a bunch of these highs before, but listen, it is what it is. It's just a monthly downtrend into an EQ. It's really tightening up, right? We see that with this triangle that some people like to use. Could this have been drawn better? Probably. Something like that I think would be better. Even if you do that. Right? So it's tightening up. Something's going to happen soon, right? And we're just sitting right at the 200-day. Weekly, same deal. You get a better view of this. Now that I'm looking here, it's probably better if I did it this, right? Yeah. This is probably more like it. You want to get that tap. Yeah. That's probably the way this triangle should be played out. You got your touches here. You got plenty of touches here. This is the way it should look. So it's tight. It's just riding up this nice little trend line, and it's fighting the 200-day. Again, we can say who's above the 200-day and who's below. Kind of looks like it's going to be a metric for the space right now. Yeah, I mean, it's sideways action for DNN. This is a tough one though. Nice little ramp up in volume. This is a tough one because to me the stock is just so thick. It doesn't really whip around as much. So some people might like that, right? They don't have to. It's less volatility here if you really think about it, because of that. So the thickness of the stock. We're fighting the 200-day, and it's just like resistance, 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 resistance. So this is the fight. This is the fight in the sector. Uroy. So, it's been a little bit of a behavioral change, and it's probably due to like some sort of, yeah, there's been some newsletters out there pumping it or whatever it is, right? So let's just take a quick look at the monthly. Almost kind of like disastrous. I mean, do you buy this chart? I don't know, right? But it did have a little bit of a change. What can it tell? What can we say? Well, we can say that 210 is without a doubt a beautiful base of support on this thing, right? So multiple touches there. You've got that. I mean, we're well below the 200-day moving average. It is in a monthly downtrend. These fibs are probably useless right now. I don't even want to deal with fibs today. So that's that. Again, 210. This is the 210's the base. So you want to play this name right now and just sit and hold it for a while. You can just say, hey, if 210's out, I'm done. If it breaks 210, I'm done. Maybe you want to give it a little room, go 198, whatever. So a bit of a longer term hold if you believe in the uranium space. Now, listen, Uroy is the only uranium royalty company in the space. So if you like playing royalty companies, this is the spot, no doubt. So I would just be looking at this beautiful base of support that just tells you, hey, I can just sit on this for as long as I want, as long as 210 doesn't break down, and you may be able to take advantage of whatever may come in the space by doing that. So this is almost like a no-brainer, right? So say you just want to invest in a space and wash out the volatility and not have to worry about levels or technical analysis, and just say to yourself, hey, you know what? I'm targeting $5, 450. I know 210. There I go. you know, and after 450, I can just sit on it and do nothing. This is not financial advice. Yeah, weekly downtrend, nothing confirmed. Beautiful week though, nice high volume, nothing like that, of course, right? But good volume, really good volume, outstanding volume, notable volume. Again, off the pump, uh, off the base of support. Uh, Took out a couple of resistances here, that have been there for a while. Still got to fight this 200 day, and again, fight, fight, fight. Support here was nice there, but once it lost it, it lost it. So maybe once it regains it, it regains it. So once it regained the 200 day over here, it lasted quite some time. All right, so that's the deal. A royalty company, you won't get the leverage off of something you would off like these crazy miners, but you also won't get the crazy headaches of the volatility. Daily, low, high, higher, low, lower, high. EQ, right? Uh, we got some EMAs curling up, pretty good. I took a small position, and I'm just working off this 210 base, and I will add. I'm looking to hope that this maybe they target this gap on the drawdown, and it would be a good spot to maybe double or even triple my size there. You know, again, you have to believe in the fundamentals of the space, and you have to know that this is going to be more of a grinder, and it's not going to give you the leverage. All right. So personally, I think this is probably going to be a laggard as time goes on. So if the rest of the space runs, this could be one of those that you can look to as a laggard down the road. And last but not least, Centris, the stock from hell. Okay, so we got the monthly here. Yeah, I mean, this was not a good look. Sorry, on these earnings. But the buy ups is really is good. It's impressive, right? So every month this thing is taking a dive or whatever, it's been bought up. So really, it's just in an EQ. It is in a downtrend for sure, but I'm just kind of looking at it as an EQ. And this is sorry, this one's a little bit tougher because it's such a wonky float, and you can just rip your face off. So yeah, again, the lower wicks for the buying, off this crazy high volume flush, off that crazy horrible earnings report. But yeah, weekly downtrend confirmed because of that wick. You say what you want, but the buying up was fantastic. But it is in a weekly downtrend. The daily, the gap down. You can look at my other videos. It's definitely I was caught in this swoon, and well, I bought this dip, which is probably not the best thing to do as far as how people advise you not to do this stuff, but I did, and it paid. And I don't know, I did it fundamental reasons. Go back and look at my LEU videos. I did two last week on my entry, and then I did a second one after I got blown out here. So explains all of my thinking on it. But yeah, we have to deal with this EMA stack now. We've seen a couple of rejections on its golden pocket, and I'll be targeting there. And I will definitely take 30% of my position off if we start tapping this thing again. Otherwise, I'm stopping out. I raise my stop here to this higher low. This stair step pattern is happening. If I get another daily stair step, I might raise my stop. But listen, 200-day moving average, where are we? We're above it. Have we been holding it for a while? We sure have. We've been holding it since, well, essentially, I mean, you had a little undercut here, but you could say we've been holding it since August. All right. And you'd be fine to say that, right? A couple undercuts. This is the craziest undercut at all, but apparently LEU likes to stick with the 200 day. So again, you can start, you can gauge this sector a little bit if you just want to be simple. Look for the monthly uptrends. Who's in the monthly uptrend and who's above their 200-day moving average? Those are the ones that are showing the most strength. Over and out.